Hello, today we're taking a look at Thrive Ultimatum. Thrive Ultimatum, we're going to be demoing it. It's a part of Thrive Themes, and that if you purchase a membership for Thrive Themes, you actually get, there's a lot of different Thrive products within that suite. Again, we're demoing just Thrive Ultimatum today, but at any time, if you want to click on the video down below to get Thrive Ultimatum, you can check out that link, as well as many of the other products from Thrive that we've actually reviewed in the past, so be sure to check out all the information down below. All right, that said, like I said, we're taking a look at Thrive Ultimatum today. What is Thrive Ultimatum? Essentially, it's a scarcity plugin for WordPress. And scarcity, what that means is when it comes to your business online, when it comes to your blog, whether you're selling a product or a certain service, scarcity is a big part of what allows you to have effective marketing campaigns and push out your product or service. Essentially, it's like a offer that may run out. It's like a limited time offer, those deals or sales that you see that kind of force the customer to make a decision whether or not they want to check out a service or product. The very idea that it may be disappearing soon or going off of sale or not available to them is in itself a tactic. So that's what Thrive Ultimatum helps out with. So in this case, when you set up Thrive Ultimatum, you go ahead and the first thing you do is set up a campaign. You have a couple options here. You can choose to build a campaign completely from scratch. You can do like a 7-day offer, so they have a default template. They have Christmas specials for like holidays or end of the month specials. In this case, I'm going to go completely from scratch just so you can kind of see how it looks like here. I'm going to create a demo campaign, and we're just going to build it entirely from scratch here. So first and foremost, you want to go ahead and decide on your campaign type. And there's a couple of campaign types here, and we'll go ahead and take a look at them all here. But we're just going to start off with fixed dates campaign. And what that is essentially it's exactly what it sounds like. From this date to that date, this is when the campaign will run. A reoccurring campaign, which we'll briefly take a look at after we set up the first one, is just something that's going to cycle through, whether it's like every certain time of the month or what have you. And then an evergreen campaign is triggered by users' actions, not necessarily by a date. So it gives an example here, an offer showing for 7 days after they subscribe to your newsletter, for example. In this case, we're going to go with fixed date campaign. We'll set the start date. So let's say it starts today, and it starts at like 1 o'clock, and the end date will be, a week from now on the 14th, also at 1 o'clock. And this is all based off your local time settings. So I'll hit save, and that now sets the campaign's duration and the type of campaign we're going for. So we're going for a campaign that runs for a week. Next, it's going to go ahead and ask us to set up a display. So what this means is, where will this campaign display? Where will we see these limited time offer banners, widgets, whatever you decide to do? Where is this going to show up on the site to the user? Now, you can go ahead and say things like just the front page. You can even go all posts or all pages if you really want to push it out. Or if you just want to get specific, you can just put it on a specific post. So if I was to search for a post here, you can say I have all these posts. So I'll say Amazon's announcements of new line of Echo devices or Alexa devices. I'll just select that post specifically, and just like that, I can save and close. And now it's only going to display on those in that specific post in this case. Now it's going to go ahead and ask me to set up a design here. And with designs, you have the option to choose from these different options here. So you have top ribbons, bottom ribbons. You can do with a widget, or you can do a shortcode, which you can implement directly within the content. So like within the blog post, for example. I like the idea of a bottom ribbon, so I'm going to go ahead and go with that. And from there, I can go ahead and further edit the design. Now, when you're editing this template for whether it's the widget or the ribbon in this case, this is using something called Thrive Architect. It's also part of Thrive Themes. We did a whole video on this, but this is just basically a drag and drop editor that works really well. It's super simple. I pick a template here, and then I now have the ability to go ahead and edit anything here. So I can say like this, rather than this offer expires in, I can just say, offer ends in, and then just like that. It's that simple. I can also go back here and I can add in other elements to this ribbon. I can change, if I want to put in like other links or icons or images, whatever I want to do here. Get this offer now. I just simply click, and I can say, buy now or whatever, and I can just change that just like that. Just simple click, drag and drop. I'll save it, and just like that, the changes are saved. So that's the ribbon that we're going to be working in, this design right here. So that being said, that's how easy it is really to design with Thrive Architect within Thrive Ultimatum. You can make these ribbons really, really simply here. And then from there, we can go into the timeline. So the timeline will basically give you an overview of your campaign. This is what's going to happen from the campaign start to the campaign end. And you can kind of adjust that timeline here. So if I want to add a new event to the timeline, I can say this event starts, blank days before the countdown reaches 0. And then you can do certain things. So for example, if I was to make another, I can make another design here. So let's say I added what I can do here, I'll just make a, top ribbon, for example. So I'll make another design. We'll just choose a really simple template here. Basically, you can trigger certain events along the timeline. So if I said, I want this template right here, and I'll save it, I can go back to my campaign here. So this is now a part of the designs. I can say, for example, this event starts 1 day before the countdown reaches 0. So before the end of the campaign, I can say also start showing the top ribbon. So now let's say right before the end, like that last day, I really want to push this campaign, I can say start showing the top ribbon. So now the top ribbon and the bottom ribbon are going to be showing, and you can also change what's called the state of the ribbon. So you can have, like, for example, you can set up a state on this ribbon. Basically what that means is if you want to say you want to adjust one thing or two things, you can say like second state or third state, and you can make it more urgent. So like offer ends, or take advantage of this offer, you can change the text, and you can change the state at which it changes over time, again, to kind of show some urgency there. So that's an idea of how the timeline events work. All right, that all said, next up I want to talk about what's known as the lockdown option. This isn't required, but this is a really great way to take advantage of Thrive Ultimatum and really push your campaign here. If you activate what's known as lockdown, basically what this will do, you need 3 pages here. It's a pre-access page, so kind of like a pre-offer or the opt-in page, the actual promotion page for the actual product or whatever you may be selling, and then an expired page. So the idea behind a lockdown campaign, as the name implements, is it's locked down at a certain point depending on how you set your start dates and your fixed dates, and then it gives them access gradually. So it's a little bit more tailored to the user, whereas it gives them access as things become available. So first you'll have like an opt-in page, and that's what the users will see before the actual start date of the campaign. And then you'll have the actual promotion page once the campaign hits. So that's what they'll see. And then you can have like additional promotion pages, or you can have the expired page. So once the offer is over, once the visitor sees that their countdown expires, this is what they're going to see. So it makes it more lively, makes it more interactive. It doesn't kind of just show this ticker that they think, really does nothing. It makes them go through a process or a series of steps, and it can help you convert, because it can help you sign up people to the newsletter on the opt-in side of things. And then if they opt in, then they see the promotion page. If they don't opt in, they won't get access to that. Things of that nature. So it really does tailor it down. The way this works is I would go ahead and take the 3 pages. So I have a pre-access page, and I actually set up these demo pages earlier. So I have a opt-in page here that I'm going to use. So this is my opt-in page. I'll show like the course and give a little demo. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that link in here. So I'll say this is the opt-in link, and then I want to show the actual product page. So here's the offer page. Again, this is just a quick template I made using Thrive. So this is the opt-in page. So this is the actual product. And then the expired page. And you can add, a new promotion page if you like. The expired page is for the people who, when the offer ends, or their offer ends, that's what they're going to see. So these are the 3 pages: opt-in, offer, expired. I'm going to hit save here. And all right, now that that's all set up, I have the campaign, I have the display, I have the designs, the timeline. Conversion events, what this is essentially is you can add these. Basically what these are is like if you have a trigger set up, so let's say you actually convert the customer in the end, whether they visit the conversion page or user subscription, you can have them get like a thank you for purchasing page, like essentially a thank you page for converting and becoming a new customer, or giving them access to other things. That's completely up to you. That's just essentially, again, once they convert, what do they see, what triggers based off of that, and you can automate that. Now that I have all this set up, I simply run the campaign here. So I'll hit the status here in the top right, and from there the campaign will go live. So here we are at the site. If I go to this post here, you will notice right away at the bottom I now have that offer ends in a certain deal here. So you can see here's the offer page, and I'm seeing it right here: 6 days, hours, minutes, seconds, and it's that easy. You can see the ribbon works just like that. Again, it's just designated on this post specifically. And then to further demo the lockdown campaign, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that start date. So it's already set to today. I'm going to change it to the future. And what this will do is this will force the lockdown campaign to show me only that pre-offer page, or that opt-in page. So I'm saving it here. And now that I've done that, if I go to the sales page here, so if I try to go to that offer page before the campaign actually starts, I'm doing this in incognito here so that it's as if I was a new user. You'll see I try to go to the sales page. I'll try to go to the offer page, and rather than take me to the offer page, it routes me to the opt-in page because it knows that on the lockdown that I set, before the campaign starts, it has to show you the opt-in page. It has to show you the pre-offer page. Once the campaign actually starts, then it can show me the start date and then the expiration. So again, you can really tailor it there in terms of when it comes to the lockdown, you can only see certain aspects of it. All right, moving on. Next up, I really want to quickly show you the Evergreen campaign. This is kind of similar to Lockdown where it really tailors the experience. This truly tailors the experience to each individual. I talked about earlier where, for the Lockdown, they see certain stuff depending on the time and how it's set up. This takes that a step further. This really does tailor the overall offer to every user depending on when they click something, when they do something, whatever that trigger may be. So you can say however long you want the Evergreen campaign to last for each user. In this case, I'll say 1 day. You don't have to, but I highly recommend activating Lockdown for a thing like an Evergreen campaign. And then you would select the trigger type. So in this case, this is where you would say, like, let's say they visit a promotion page. That's exactly when the campaign will start for them. That's when their timer essentially starts. So I can save that. And then you would go about setting up the campaign as you would everything else. So again, you would go and you'd say like whatever post you want it to show on. So I can have it show on another post here. I can just pick on a post, save it, and again add a design. I can say top ribbon. But the idea here is that again, once they click on that promotion page, that's when that specific user's timer starts. And this is really effective because again, it doesn't make it seem like this offer really isn't expiring. It's just most people will see a thing like that and they'll think, oh, of course, it just says that for everyone. But in this case, it really does apply to each and every user. So now that I've set up my settings here, let's go to the website. I have it set to trigger on the specific page, so I will look for that post here. So I'm going to go ahead and find the post. I'm going to click on said page here. And then now you can see that I clicked on the page. This offer expires in 23 hours, 59 minutes, 13 seconds. And that's unique specifically to me. And that's the idea behind the Evergreen campaign. So you can get really creative with how you implement that on your site, on your posts, pages, etc. And last but not least, just to kind of briefly show here, a reoccurring campaign. This is something you'd want to, offer to go through every so many days, every week, every month, depending on how you start it. So you would essentially select a start date, select a start hour, and then you just set the interval at which it repeats: daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. And then you go through and you add the ending, whether it's never after a specific date on a specific, time or day specifically. And then from there, the campaign will repeat every set interval. So, think of fixed date, but again, just let's say you want an offer every, once a week out of the month, you want to offer like a special sale or something. That's where the reoccurring campaign would come in real handy. So again, that is the Thrive Ultimatum plugin for WordPress. If you want to build a blog, you can do so at WordPress.com, and you can use this plugin so as long as you have the business plan where you can install those third-party plugins or themes. However, if you buy the lower package, keep in mind you can't use a plugin because you do need access to the essential WordPress third-party installs and things of that nature. Or if you have a self-install WordPress like I was showing there, that will also work. That all said, again, Thrive Ultimatum, a really great scarcity plugin for your blog and WordPress. Check out the link down below to get Thrive Ultimatum. You do have two payment options when it comes to Thrive Ultimatum. You can first pay a one-time fee of $97, and you can see it here for the license. That's unlimited updates, so it's really useful. Or you can choose to become what's known as a Thrive member. Now, this is just $19 a month. You pay it annually, but you get access to all of their products that they have available under Thrive Themes, and there's like a ton of products here. You can see just the 9 products from Thrive Themes, Thrive Ultimatum, Thrive Architect, which we use to build out those designs. So you get access to all of those if you become a Thrive member. So the choice is yours. Your purchase, as always, is protected by 30-day money-back guarantee and the HTTPS protocol, so there's no risk when buying. But again, for more information, check it out down below. And again, thanks for watching.